So we have Commissioner Lasky is absent. Commissioner Stafford,
Present?
Commissioner Grabowski,
Present.
Commissioner Shimke,
I'm here.
Commissioner Lucina,
Here.
Commissioner Willem,
Here.
and Chair Harless is also going to be absent today. So roll call is complete.
Thank you. Public comments on agenda-related items? Okay. Approval of agenda?
Make a motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
We have to do all in favor.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, approval of meeting minutes from March 6th, 2025, and April 9th, 2025. I'll make a motion to approve those.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unfinished business, spring cleanup day, there's no updates on that. Everything's staying the same. It's this Saturday, 8 till noon. I know Kathy's gonna be there. Well, you said you were.
Yes, I'll be there.
Okay.
So, how can I forget with all the city's really been pushing it. So, yeah, it really is.
100%.
With all the video calls.
Part of it. I
Oh,
have
yeah.
a
Or-
soccer.
Okay, okay, that sounds good. I did have a volunteer reach out as well, so I'm hoping they show up and maybe we can get them on the list for future projects. So,
Do we need to bring anything for Saturday or
no,
just,
dress for it and.
It's
I,
cold.
I have safety vests, if you'd like to wear safety vests, and I think we have
Okay.
gloves.
No, just in case,
okay.
It's
You
at
know.
the Armory?
yep,
Okay.
Armory parking lot. There is a lot of trash that you're gonna be handling if you do help load it into the garbage truck, and it can be pretty nasty, so.
Okay, so maybe some work gloves.
Yes, I
Okay.
think, do we have gloves?
I'll have to check the inventory to see if NRBC has work, we used to,
Yeah,
but
So
I
if
know
we-
we have safety vests.
Okay.
Is there a list of items we are not supposed to take?
Yeah, there's
That will be posted for us.
there's a flyer, but I would recommend maybe, you grab the stuff today, I can make copies of the flyer just as a way to,
yeah, that'd be good.
Oil-based paint was one of the big things.
Yeah.
But they will take that in August up at the road commission. They have a toxic cleanup, which is wonderful. Well, very well run.
And the manager of Republic will be there too, so he can kind of say like, oh, we can't take that, so he watches over a lot of that stuff too, so. All right, Kids Safety Day. Anybody have any updates on that?
It's set for June 7th. We are just trying to solidify our final sponsor. I anticipate pushing out the flyer tomorrow. I'd like to have had it done before then, but we're having a hard time contacting a sponsor. But if you guys have a booth secure, I think we have a delivery of, I believe seeds came to the police department.
Yep.
I think I have a delivery of
The bags.
leaf bags.
Yep.
Yeah. So we should be all set. And we'll coordinate, whoever's attending that, we can coordinate the week up to that event.
Okay, I think me and Sarah, I know for sure.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody else wants to attend that, but we are still looking for ideas as well for our booth. Last year, me and Sarah, we engaged with the public. We had flower pots that the kids could paint and plant a flower, and it was a really big hit. So we engaged with the public that way. So if you guys have any ideas, for this year, something nice that the kids could do, a little craft or a game or something, something.
This will be an annual thing, once a year.
Yeah, so Kids Safety Day for the new members is a large event that the police department partners with the fire department put together. So all your public safety organizations, the hospital, any organization that can offer safety tips that's geared towards children will be there. I think last year we had about 22 organizations. We had a helicopter land. We had about 400 people attend. We provide free hot dogs, drinks, and the kids basically go table to table and we provide, aside from cool swag, just safety tips, whether it be, internet safety, body safety, water safety, anything safety related, we kind of got everything covered.
Water
So-
safety, water safety. You're talking about like swimming, not drinking.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct, yeah. It's geared towards kids, and we like to catch them. In fact, most schools get dismissed right around that time, so we want to catch all the kids before they go out this summer, and like to provide them with a lot of safety tips. Like I said, it's usually about 400 people attend. It's a pretty big event. It's caused us to change our venue from 2 years ago because of how many people attend it. There's a potential we might have 2 helicopters this year. The public loves to see helicopters, understand that. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it. So whoever from this group's gonna be there, just get a hold of me the week of and we'll figure out where we'll set you up. Day of, it's kinda chaotic 'cause I'm out there trying to get people set up in boats and all kinds of things, but, there's a spot designated for you.
And did you say the Armory? Is that, no?
It's Manistee Middle High School parking lot.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It's, I think I have it from 10 to 1, Manistee Middle High School parking lot. Once the flyer is finalized, you'll hear a lot about it. We'll put it everywhere. I talk about all the boards and commissions I'm on. I talk about it, just try to push it out. So, yeah, we're excited to have it, and we're excited to have people dedicate their time to it.
So when I was a kid, there was a big push, I think it was Lady Bird Johnson, she was the first lady, about littering. Don't be a litter bug, like, don't be, does anybody, I mean, I think you gotta be at least 60. But don't be a litter bug was kind of a big deal, and since we're at the Restoration and Beautification Commission, is there any, have we got anything about, hey, how to tell people, make our city look wonderful, or not throw paper, or?
Currently, I don't think there's been any public messaging, so that might be a good idea.
All right.
Whatever platform the commission thinks is the best way to distribute it to the public, but yeah, a lot of stuff you hear from this commission is, beautifying and blight remedy, but as far as littering, I don't know that there's been a message out there, so that's a,
For little kids as well, because they're learning as they go along. They've
Yeah.
been here 8 years, 9 years, whatever. So it's a good message again,
Okay, well.
I think.
Do we have one more meeting before this day, right? We have a May or it is May, isn't it? And this is in June?
June 7th, Saturday, June 7th, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think that'd be a great idea. Something different that we haven't touched base on, so. Anything else on any of that? All right, moving to banner update. I don't know if anybody here would have an update on that.
No, the 2 main people aren't here,
Yeah,
so someone can reach out to her and find out where we're at with that. I think if I recall properly, the last time the challenge was getting permission from MDOT to get them up. I think that was the last hurdle we had to get over.
something about consumers. I know Lucas was reaching out to consumers about the polls.
Yeah.
And he was
Maybe
waiting
we'll
for them
make it a task for someone to reach out to Lucas just to get an update.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I can reach out to Lucas and see where he's at.
We have the banners, we have all the hardware, we've had it for a while, so just a matter of the last hurdle is getting it up.
Where are these gonna go? These new banners?
I
On
think-
the First Street and 31 corridor.
Where at First Street?
So I think they were talking about going up to 4th Street, was it?
I know there's some on Maple, they were looking at the ones on Maple in front of the city hall.
We do have new, yeah, we do have new ones coming too for that as well, so. I know there's gonna be some by the fire station, and then some over here by the city hall, and then some on 31. But we're trying to figure out what poles we can use as well.
Now, is this a new design or is it the same design that's down towards the beach?
It's a new design. I don't think I have the pictures of them. I know Lucas did.
If you wanna pop down to the police department, I can literally show you the banner.
I'd love to see 'em.
Yeah, it's the city logo,
Yeah,
but we've had them for a while, but if you wanna pop down, I'll show it to you.
And then could we do T-shirts as well? No.
We'll do all kinds of stuff. But it's a tangible project this commission's got together to help beautify, which is great. Just, I think what happened is, We didn't realize some of the hurdles as far as getting them put in the corridor in US 31 and working through consumers, and that takes some time. So that's why it's been a little bit of a delay.
And then those all come down in the fall, is that correct?
I'm not sure what the storage plan is for those. You know, this idea came from the chair. I know they have them in Bear Lake, so I don't know, I don't have a right answer for that. I don't know if they're year-round or not, so we can get that question answered, we can address the next
Thought of
meeting.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
I had asked that prior, and it didn't sound like they were going to, but take them down, but then, I don't know, it never sat well with me because I feel they should come down.
They would last longer too. as
Yeah,
far as they go.
because that wind will rip those banners to pieces.
Yeah, I think what I see, I'm just, again, this isn't my project, but like at the high school, when they have the football play, the kids, I think they take the banner down, they leave the brackets up. So that's probably something this commission can chew on and.
Or the military flags at First Street
Yeah,
Beach come
yeah.
down. I don't think it would be a good idea to leave them up because I think they would really be ruined in a hurry.
I'm sure Ms. Harless has a plan. I don't remember what it was. We've talked about so much, so it's a
Yeah.
good point I'll bring up.
I bet we have to talk with Jeff McCullough too to see what DPW's availability is in the
Right.
fall and spring, because I know they have a lot going on year round, so, you know,
Sure.
seeing if they have the availability to do that and what's practical
Well,
for
and then
them.
storage you mentioned too, that's a good point too, yeah.
Yes.
So, for that, you're gonna reach out to Lucas and then report, we'll know at the next meeting, we'll get up.
I can send an email too, just with Lucas's update.
Okay. Perfect.
All right, moving on to US 31 corridor beautification. So for our new members, I forgot what her name was.
Liz?
She reached out from Blossom Boulevard to see if we could take that over. We weren't ready to take on that commitment, and you know, we didn't want to say that we could and not be able to, not have the manpower to take care of it. So without Blossom Boulevard, we are thinking of what else we could do for those areas that won't have flowers, whether it's trees, you know, different flowers or plants that don't need so much care over the years. I know we're talking about reaching out to MDOT when they go to repave in 2027, if that's something that they could help with as well. I don't have any new updates on that. I don't know if anybody else does.
So me and Liz met this week because we were gonna talk to the tree commission about their plan for that and if they have thought about helping with putting trees when that US 31 reconstruction happens.
Okay.
We had attended the last tree commission meeting or two tree commission meetings ago back in March, and they are on board. They just need a plan. And so me and Liz met this Tuesday to talk further about it, and she was up in Traverse City. They have a lot of trees along some of their major thoroughfares, and trying to connect with individuals up in Traverse City to see how that was funded, whether it was through MDOT or local sources. And we've kind of decided we got to get in touch with Spicer, DPW, and then MDOT to see what their plan currently is for any beautification efforts in that right of way. And then from there, kind of consider what our role could be in actually pushing for adding trees in there, because I know their plans have not finalized, but they're pretty far along in the planning process.
Okay.
And so I know Liz, I'm not aware of any of their plans because they haven't really pushed it publicly. And so getting in touch with those three entities to figure out exactly what vegetation's going in those new right-of-ways, and then talking through funding options and seeing what other communities have done to get trees in recently reconstructed, like major thoroughfares.
So does MDOT have a layout of this already?
They've had their public engagement sessions, and I can't speak as to where they're at with their planning, though I mean, that's,
So they had the input.
yeah, they gathered public input, but for planning purpose, I don't think they've released anything publicly.
So you and or Liz will be working with them, so to speak, so that you're aware.
We're at least trying to get information so then we can report back to this board and figure out, hey, okay, this is what they're planning right now. Is there a way we can really push to get trees incorporated into the design? And if they're not willing to fund it, then, you know, what are our funding options, whether it's community foundation or memorial plaques or different sources of,
What do you mean memorial plaque?
like memorializing them where, you know, a family would buy a tree. You know how people do that with benches?
Yeah.
Same thing, but for a tree. And so
Okay.
that's Liz's idea. Liz really wants to see like memorialization of trees, so they're just bought individually, but we gotta figure out what the plan is right now with trees.
Of course, trees have to be replaced every so often though, too, depending on the tree, you know, every 25 years, every 50 years, depending on what kind of tree it is, but as far as memorials,
Well, ideally, that wouldn't be the case. Hopefully, you're picking a hardy tree that can
Yeah.
stand the test of time, and, you know, Traverse City has trees in their downtown that have been there for forever. And so,
they're probably pruned though.
yeah, and that,
Appropriately.
yeah, and that's what me and Liz were talking about too, you know, maintenance, what does that look like? So, like at early phases of discussion with the beautification
Something
area.
that you'll be able to see around to pull out on the highway. Like those
Yeah.
bush, like people put like bushes like by that dental office and it's like, you know, you have to scooch.
Cars, I think you know, used to have antennas, and you could always put a ribbon or something on your antenna so people would see you. But now they don't have antennas anymore.
Yeah,
So right now, the tree commission has approved 5 types of trees, 4 of which have been identified because the Department of Public Works found that they couldn't get one of them supplied. So we have 4, but we have an additional 8 or 9, which will be in for next year. And some of those are slow-growing, low, you know, they're just, they don't get up to 60 feet high. They don't get into the wires. So pruning them should also be a little bit easier. But that isn't, that didn't go through this year because of just a number of coincidences.
Yeah.
You know, John is overseas, and kind of like he's, you know, got the tiller. But the idea is there that there will be more, and obviously enough time to address it here once the layout plans for the road are shown.
Well, that's the thing too, as far as pruning, not only for the health of the tree, but the beauty of the tree.
Well, but also for the traffic. You can't have a
Absolutely,
tree that
yeah.
spreads out
Yeah.
to where it's going to cause a problem for visibility to signs.
sure.
Good.
All right. Moving on to new business. We are looking to appoint a recording secretary for NRBC. We're looking to appoint Heather Peffley. I want to get a voice vote.
We're going to do a roll call vote on this, actually. So if we could just have a motion in a second.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
And so Commissioner Stafford,
Yes.
Commissioner Grabowski,
Yes,
Commissioner Lucina,
Yes?
Commissioner Shimke,
Yes.
and Commissioner Willem.
Yes.
That motion has been approved.
All right. Public comment?
I have a question. I'm sorry, are you also on the tree commission?
Yeah. And I, whether it matters to, I was going to talk to you afterwards. I was in civil engineering for 3 years. So that job was doing layouts for approval, you know, permits and such, for stores, gas stations, you know, things that were often on a corner.
Well, yeah, yeah.
So, but next to the road, next to the streets. So that's why I'm saying part of the whole scope of it is visibility. because it is,
Absolutely.
Right.
a street, right?
So I have something new that I'd like to bring up if I can then. And I'll spearhead it towards you then. Familiar, I assume, with the cherry trees at the tidal basin in Washington DC. And every spring, of course, they bloom. And it's beautiful. People come there to see the blooming of the cherry trees. And they also serve a structural foundation. And I'm wondering if that's something, as a group, if we could brainstorm, is there a place in Manistee? Not like the tidal basin, but something where there could be something so-called structural with trees. And they could be, they have to be thought out, planned for. It wouldn't be do it in 1 year, but something to think about, and that could be beautiful. And not just one location, like a tidal basin or something like that, but maybe other parts of the city, like Mackinac Island. They feature lilacs, and there's a season for the lilacs as well. Is that something, I'm just throwing it out there, something to brainstorm about.
Very good idea.
Yeah.
It's certainly an idea that could be teased and worked through, yeah.
Yep,
I mean-
there's tulips and different ones everywhere.
Yeah.
Never gone.
I think that'd be fun, yeah.
But the trees
Yeah.
would make a big impact.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Like, again, like in Washington DC, it's just, it's gorgeous when they bloom.
Yes. I've never seen them, but I heard they're very,
Now, do you think that idea would be best for this commission or given to the tree commission?
Coordinate.
A little collaboration between groups?
If you pick a vine, I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It certainly would be beautiful as well to tie in.
What does that mean?
and I always wanted to,
Yeah.
I always wanted to put something on the river that says, welcome to Manistee. You know,
For boaters?
yes.
Oh,
I don't know, I know where, but I don't know who owns the property. You know, down by the Coast Guard station, you know, but I don't know who owns the property, but, I know there's like some city workers that are really talented with, building things and stuff, you know? And I just thought it would be nice to either spell the name out along the river or have a sign. Because it is so busy for the boaters coming.
Are you talking about like in the channel?
Yeah,
Basically right across from the boat launch
yeah.
over there? I think,
Sands
Sands, yeah.
property owns that.
I figured it was the sand company.
Yeah,
It'd be a friendly thing.
same.
yeah, so I think they're the ones that built the condos, didn't they? Or is it somebody else?
I can't speak to whether or not they,
Okay,
When I was a kid and we ran around over there, it was the sand company.
yeah,
Because that's where they loaded their ships and that's where we would jump off the belts. So, back in those crazy days.
yeah.
But I just, maybe they wouldn't care, I don't know. But I think that would be, you know, a nice thing to have.
Well, Heather, that was brought up, remember at the council meeting, I think Kathy brought it up once up here, and somebody brought it up at the council meeting, and they brought up that they should put a sign on the window. I think it was been a couple of weeks back. So,
I think the question is, what would it take to get that done? Yeah, there's an idea you can massage and say, how, if we wanted to get pointed, if we wanted to get this done, what would we need to get? What do we need to get done? Kind of create a plan and to see if it's even, sometimes we have these ideas and we try to work them through and you get to the end and say, we can't, but it's still a great idea. Or sometimes you work it through and go, yeah, this is doable.
Right.
And then you work it through and say, okay, if we want to get this, we need to do A, B, C, D. And if all those things are doable, maybe it's something this commission looks at. It's certainly not something that would happen overnight or a month or so, but
No,
Sure.
because, no, if I cut out the letters Manistee, they would bigger, smaller, all over the place.
And your
We
culture
need,
then would dry out in the meantime.
yeah. But we need somebody, but I've seen some of the things that some of those guys at the city garage have made, like those, fire pits down at the beach. And I know there's some real talent down there, you know, that can do things.
Well, and good ideas can come from anywhere. They might have some great ideas too, as far as this is possible, and hey, that's a great idea.
Yeah. I'll just start that out as a first thought and see where we go then. Does it sound feasible to everybody?
It sounds, I don't know if it's feasible, but it sounds interesting.
Okay, I'll take that.
I have a perfect example for you too. Roger City next to Mackinac did that, where they have 6-foot-high lettering saying "I heart Roger City." The exact same thing that like Detroit did when you going into the city of Detroit from the airport, but just in a rural.
Like Hollywood.
Exactly,
Hollywood.
right? So
That's where I
can
got
see
the
it.
idea.
I can see it.
But them are big, 'cause they said high up. We don't have to have them that big.
But that's a good point too, making it, what's the word I want? You're gonna notice it, but it's grand enough, it catches your attention. Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I actually thought about it, is during this movie I was watching. And I saw that Hollywood thing and I thought, oh, now there you go.
All right.
And that's been up there forever.
I think we're at the good of the order, which is what I'm hearing, so, yeah.
Jane, do you have anything?
I'm sorry.
Go to the order. Do you have anything? Any
Just,
comments?
just the structure with trees, if that's something we can be thinking about at this point, and then maybe pad that out.
Yep.
So, because we have so many new members, would it be a good idea at the next meeting to potentially go over bylaws and kind of make sure that, you know, our ideas are within the mission and scope of this
Yes.
commission, just so then
That's a good
when we are generating ideas, we all know, okay, hey, this is within our wheelhouse and this is our focus.
Yep.
I came in and kind of pitched an idea that was a little off base on the first meeting, so I think it might be beneficial to review that, so then when we do speak of ideas, it can be, okay, we know the scope of this commission and what we're trying to accomplish. Sure.
Or who do we coordinate?
Exactly.
Okay.
Kathy?
Oh, that's all I got, thank you.
All right. Nick?
Nothing.
Me? I have nothing. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?